I'm Michael Bailey, Public Relations Officer of the Democratic Black Caucus of South Carolina. And joining me today is Johnny Cadero, Chairman of the Democratic Black Caucus of South Carolina. And we're here today at our Welcome to My Hood Missing Voter Canvas. And we brought 2020 Democratic presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders to a part of town that most people don't really not familiar with. Um, a lot of people in our communities would call it the hood.
I just want you to know that you were the first to involve yourself in the community. I want everybody to know it took a lot for you to come down here. Thank you so much. And it talks about your heart and about where you are. And we thank you for that.
Our job is to take a look at the realities of America.
Yes, sir.
And the reality of America is not going to wealthy people's homes to raise thousands of dollars, right?
Right.
This is part of the reality of America. That is people who are living in difficult housing situations, people who are working for minimum wage jobs, people who can't afford health care. And these are the issues that we have got to bring out in the open and we have to address as a nation. So I want to thank you for inviting me into the community to get to talk to some folks and get a sense of what's going on here. Why don't you?
Well, let me begin by saying that this event is a historic event, and perhaps more importantly, it is the culmination of months of work and preparation to be able to do something that I think has been long overdue, and that is to bring presidential candidates into the hood. And I use the hood affectionately, please. I don't mean anything by that. I was born and raised in the hood. So it's an affectionate term for me and an important term. But the interesting thing is that one of the groups of voters that seem to be ignored historically are those who are in these areas that we call the hood. Just to tell you why we did this. We recognize the importance of the missing 300,000 voters in South Carolina who did not come back to vote in 2016 after having voted for President Obama prior to that. And the interesting thing about it is that if we are to win.
And I'd like to add to that, Mr. Chairman, one of the groups, community groups that we worked with to pull this off was the Vision Walkers. And to the community, and many of people have seen the Vision Walkers around. Sometimes they'll show up at city council meetings or Democratic meetings, and a lot of times people will give them that second look because these are young men from the community. They're not your typical Democratic activists, to say the least. A lot of times I cringe and I hear the word thug showed up. But these are young men that are from a lot of these neighborhoods that have been forgotten or distressed neighborhoods, what we tend to call the hood or the projects. These young men, a lot of them are from street organizations, former gang members, and they have turned their lives around. And in that process, they're now trying to turn their communities around. And the caucus has reached out to them with open arms and gauge their expertise in their neighborhoods. And we've been using them to go into neighborhoods that a lot of campaigns and a lot of our local Richland County Democratic people won't dare go into these neighborhoods. And I think that the neglect adds to a situation or adds to that phrase, we're being taken for granted. And I think what we as a party and what we as a caucus is trying to do is we're trying to dispel that stereotype. And so we're not taking any votes for granted. I think we, in 2016, I know I was like a lot of other people. I thought Hillary had it. And I thought, of course, there's no way Trump was the most unelectable person to ever run for president. But I took it for granted that we would win and that people of good conscience and good character would do the right thing. But that didn't happen because a lot of things in 2016 we took for granted. That can never happen again. And we welcome the Vision Walkers in, and we welcome all groups from the community to work with the Democratic Black Caucus. We're here. We don't know it all. We ain't trying to do it all, but with your help, we can make all the difference in the world in our communities. And so that is an open invitation to any groups out there that are positive and are dedicated to empowering people of color, whether that be African American, whether that be Hispanic. The Democratic Black Caucus is here to work with all groups across the spectrum. And so we just want people to understand that we are pro-black, not anti-white, as the chairman would like to put it. Mr. Chairman, is there anything you'd like to close with?
Well, I just want to say that everything you've stated is accurate and more than accurate. But here's the important thing that I think people need to understand, and that is that we are a family. And so that all members of the family are welcome, okay? And what someone else calls a member of my family does not dictate how I feel about my family, okay? And so these young men and women particularly are vitally important to what we're doing. Remember this, you are the future for us. And what we need to do now, and this is why we say educate to empower. We're teaching them the system, how the system works, to ensure that they will be able to intelligently take the reins of power in short order. That is vitally important. I am indebted to the Vision Walkers for what they have done. I am impressed and proud for what they have done and what they continue to do. For those people who use terms like thugs, I remind you again, these are your children. These are your sons. These are your daughters. And these are persons who, not unlike anyone else, may have made mistakes, but have realized the importance of their efforts and realized the importance of what they can do for the community, and they've stepped up. And I will do everything I possibly can to encourage them and to help them in that. And for the ideal goal that we increase the base in the South Carolina Democratic Party, whereby we will be able to set the tone for the nation and ensure that there is going to be a change at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue coming up. So again, to reiterate what Michael has said, Michael, that's absolutely true. This is a new day. There's a change coming. We do not ignore the past. We're not trying to hide the past. We recognize what has happened in the past, but we're saying change can't wait. This is a new time and a new day. And if you want change, come, join us. Take every opportunity you can to join us, attend our meetings, and do what you can, because guess what? We are the future, and we are changing the Democratic Party for the benefit of all Democrats, all South Carolinians, and eventually for all Americans. I'm proud of what we do, and I hope that you will be able to join us in every single way you can. And by the way, Michael didn't mention it, you can also go to our website and you can also donate. We also need financial assistance in what we're trying to do. Help us, and we will help you, and we will all forge a new future.